하나, 둘, 셋. 안녕하세요, YB입니다. 네, 이번에 FGxMerlin 음악에 참여하게 되었습니다. 반갑습니다. 재밌게 작업을 해서 즐거웠고요. 오랜만에 좀 강한 락을 이 게임의 어떤 색깔 때문에 만들게 되어서 아주 신나는 일이었습니다. 네.
일단은 되게 재밌게 작업했고, 그러니까 저희가 잘하는 사운드와는 조금 좀 거리가 있는 그런 사운드였는데, 후반 작업할 때 좀 이것저것 많이 시도를 해봤어요. 그런 점이 되게 재밌었고, 후반 작업에서 저희가 잘 하지 않는 시도들을 좀 해봤는데 결과가 좋아서 되게 만족스럽고 또 하나의 뭔가 팁을 얻은 것 같아서 되게 좋은 경험이었습니다.
곡 만들 때 이제 어떤 스타일로 만들면 좋겠을까를 제작진분들과 논의할 때 많이 강했으면 좋겠다라고 말씀해 주셨고요. 그런 어떤 토너먼트의 뭐 등장 음악 같은 그런 느낌이었으면 좋겠다. UFC 같은 거 보면서 등장 음악을 좀 참고를 많이 했었고, 가사는 게임을 검색을 해서 봤더니 싸우는 게임이어서 내가 더 우월하다라는 걸 좀 과시할 수 있는 강한 가사를 좀 써봤습니다. 호준 씨가 얘기했던 것처럼 저희 YB의 그런 어떤 음악 성향과 가사 성향과는 사뭇 다른 그런 작업이어서 오히려 더 그게 재밌었던 것 같아요. 인빈시블까지는 아니지만 그래도 한국에서 27년 동안 밴드를 했으니까 오래 하고 있다. 잘 살고 있다. 라고까지는 얘기할 수 있을 것 같습니다. 예. 이제 게임을 하다가 질 수도 있잖아요. 졌을 때 이 음악을 듣고 다시 하자. 좀 포기하지 말자. 꼭 이기고 말 테야. 뭐 이런.
저희 YB의 몫이 이제 FGxMerlin에 관한 그 음악에 관한 이제 한 50%를 저희들의 몫이었다면, 이제 유저분들이 과연 이게 어떻게 느끼면서 음악을 하게 되실지 저도 직접 게임에 참여하면서 같이 느껴보겠습니다. 기대됩니다.
네, FGxMerlin 게임 즐겁게 하시고요. 저는 게임 중독이 좀 심했어서 사실 지금 저는 게임을 끊고 있는 상태인데 한번 저도 도전해 보겠습니다.
예, 저희가 만든 음악과 게임과 아주 매칭이 잘 되어서 게임 하실 때 아주 즐겁게 하셨으면 좋겠습니다.
네, 또 기회가 된다면 저희가 락 페스티벌에서 또 할 수도 있으니까 게임 하시다가 답답하시면 페스티벌에 오셔서 같이 싸우진 마시고 헤드뱅잉 하시다가 가셨으면 좋겠습니다. 네.
Okay, I hope you guys go wild with FGxMerlin, and I hope our music makes a difference for you. And the most important thing, enjoy.
네, FGxMerlin 많이 사랑해 주시고요. 그리고 YB가 만들어 드린 FGxMerlin의 음악 인빈서블도 많이 사랑해 주십시오. 감사합니다.
back, guys, to FP7 World Arena Championship Day number 4. It is, I guess, part 2 with EU. It is time for Europe qualifiers to finally have the finalist, the final finalist. Only one slot left in the main matches in August. So we had Korea, we had Global, we had Asia, we had one from Japan. Now time to find out which player from Europe is going to that main stage. And again, Kana and Jenna, you're right. I know you guys are right there. Welcome back. Welcome back. I know it's kind of late time on you guys. You guys feeling fine to go into Europe?
How's it going?
I didn't
late for
sleep,
Kana here.
actually. Yeah, I didn't sleep either, but it's okay, guys. Surely these matches will be exciting, right?
It has to
Woo! Yeah, let's go.
No, actually, might be the region I was most interested in, even over global.
Really?
Just because Europe's a really interesting region. Let's just put it that
Yeah.
way. I've seen some
Yeah.
really weird stuff, and they definitely have some different playstyles and units that I hope to see in the tournament.
be. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We will get to see that hopefully very soon. But before we go in, let's check the overview once again and talk about the tournament format and everything, because some people might have missed. And of course, a lot of money on the line. Again, $50,000 for the champion, runner-up $20,000, third, fourth, $10,000, and even if you just make it into the main stage, 2.5K for 5th through 8th place. And we are at the end of the qualifiers, as you can see, for EU. Time to find out the final person is going to the main stage. We'll have the tournament draw next week and some show match along with that. Let's see, only one from these 8 players will make it at the end. We'll have 2 matches on the left from round of 8. First match, Yule versus Samuhrado. Second match will be Merlin versus Titanic. Let's see who makes it through into round of 4. We're going super fast. Twitch drop, that's always on every single time, every single day. Not just on this stream, you can go to other FX7 content creators on Twitch and make sure you go into the channel that has drops on. Watch it more than 15 minutes and you will get a pop. Something will pop up on the top saying you've got it. And of course, social media. If you don't have an SNS, you can just create one. It's not that hard. Of course, you need energy to get maximum, so you can go anywhere and go for hunt, spirit, adventures, side story. You always need energy. And Arcade Plush desk pad coming soon next week. I think it's a new desk pad if you are getting one. I think it's a new desk pad for this World Championship, so that's something you might want to go for. And of course, again, if you log in within 24 hours of from the start of the stream, you'll get all of these every single day. And next week, and of course at the end of August, we have something special. So just going through the events again, that's always going to be there. Yep. I just went through the entire thing. Guys, let me tell you a bad news though. I have some news for you guys. So within the break, we had a couple hours of break, and while you guys were actually doing some other things, I built my shoe.
That's the
Counter
news.
shoe incoming, and then I lost 4 in a row.
Look at this meta slave. This is the exact thing you see, is somebody watches the World Championship, says, I'm going to do that, and then goes into RTA and just gets
Hey,
smashed.
you know, I built my shoe, and the opponent took away my shoe twice in a row. And then I thought, oh, someone else has been watching the stream, right? Yeah, it's been real fun. I'm pretty sure a lot of the viewers are also trying lots of new units. We're seeing a lot of Valencia, of course, not just Shu. Let's see what Europe's got this time, because you guys mentioned that this region can be very wild and weird. First up, we have Yule.
He's the real speed demon, 69.9% win rate, huh? And from what I know about Yule, I believe it's all speed all the time. Really fast gear. Just tries to go as fast as possible. You can see the bands that he takes out. He's definitely trying to go fast with that MO Lilius and maybe just into cleave or really big aggro.
Yeah, and I really like the Politis ban too because I think, unlike some of the other drafts, Politis kind of disables a lot of the ways I think super fast players want to play. So I'm kind of curious how he actually pans out his draft, especially going into this E7 World Championship. But his opponent, oh, you know him, you love him. It's Mr. Samuhrado.
Mr. Samu.
A mainstay of the E7 community as well. Hey, he kind of showed off, you know, I don't know if you guys saw that anti-flip or...
By the way,
By the
look
way,
at his shirt. It's this cool Landy shirt. that I've
oh
seen.
really?
Yeah, I think
Oh.
it's like the Japanese characters at Landy, I think. I think that thing's pretty cool. I don't know where they get it. I've seen somebody else wearing it. I think it was Kraus. I am here, the great Sama gamer, he proclaims.
Dude, I love Samu. I think he's always been like a staple of the community. I think he's always been like very funny in his reactions. I think always been fairly high ranked, solid. He is, I think, probably in stark contrast to Yule though, just in terms of game plan and kind of preference in units and unit pool. You can see here there's more of the Hua Young and the Meteor Karak eras, which were completely not shown from the other draft.
He plays
But
the exact
here we go.
opposite.
Here we go.
First round
Game 1.
between the two players. It is again best of 3 until we actually go into the main matches. And only one from Europe will head into those main matches. Waiting for the pre-bans. Very
Yeah,
common
both those
pre-bans.
pre-bans make
Yep.
sense.
Belian and C. Lilius.
Yeah, so Samo does not want to deal with that C-Liz, and it's one of Yule's most picked, and Yule definitely doesn't want to fight against Belian. Anyone who's going Cleave or anything is immediately going to try and take that out. Samo just goes to that Hua Young, and I've seen an interesting video recently of Sama versus a Cleave team that I wonder if he's prepared for that.
Oh,
And
really?
maybe this Hua Young is part of that.
I am actually having less than 50% win rate today, so let's see if that continues.
I think the thing about Yule though is that, yeah, I was gonna say he's probably gonna pick up the Apocalypse Robbie to kind of anchor out his team. And I'm kind of surprised that the Amelia is here instead of the DN. I think from what I've saw in the past, Yule's DN is actually really fast. I think probably one of the few DNs left in the game that are still actually at 300 speed, if I recall. He could have changed it before then, but yeah, one of the few players I think that still is able to race with DN as opposed to her like after her post speed nerf. But this is a pretty ambiguous opening, Jenna. Something that we haven't actually seen since Global played the other day, though. Unlike what we saw this morning or this afternoon, evening, whenever the hell they were.
Wow,
with JP.
Crows had already picked up very early.
So the thing is, that could almost be an issue. You usually don't want to pick that too early unless the opponent is 100% cleaving, just because he's really bad in standard play, and Yule's team is still a little ambiguous.
Okay. And Paltus?
Yeah, and he's just fully committing to anti-cleave and just anti-aggro right here instantly into Yule just because that's his preferred playstyle.
Yeah, and like although the Politis is a fair answer, I think, to the Amelia, I think with how flexible Yule's draft is right now, I don't actually know if I prefer the Politis this early because Politis doesn't do super great into Apocalypse Robbie, and I think most, well, I'm assuming most, but probably not all Amelias can resist some of the Politis effects. Probably not landing any of the direct debuffs, but obviously, you know, Crown or Siren, stuff like that is definitely possible to land on a squid or on a low ER unit, especially when you're high effectiveness Politis.
Yeah,
but actually,
this is what I was kind of afraid of.
Your Shu
for-
and
Yeah.
Ross, no cleave.
I think that's a really smart choice by Yule because he had such an ambiguous draft where he could have gone really aggressive, could have gone really slow, and he's prepared to fight Hua Young in a slower match because he has these blue units. He has such a high survivability team. Sama has to change now to not just playing against an aggressive team, but fighting this slower and steadier team that Yule decided to pick.
Picked
Yeah,
up Landy.
I think the Landy's a fair answer here. Obviously, you see the Apocalypse Robbie, the Amelia, the Shu, all who are, I think, fairly weak to Landy. Adventure Roz as well. I'm curious if this last pick is going to be something like another Soul Weaver or a healer or another utility. Maybe
I think he needs some sort of support for his team.
Ooh,
Okay.
Solitaria.
Oh, Solitaria.
I think Solitaria is pretty good here, or I mean, at least a fairly decent pick. I think there's only one cleanser on the team, and if this is high effectiveness Solitaria, there's pretty much no way for Yule to get taken out, assuming there's like a decent amount of ER.
Yeah, so the thing about Solitaria is when she goes uncontested, and even if they have some cleanse like Amelia, she can just land so many debuffs and disable your team so hard that it's incredibly frustrating to play against, and she can run away with the match. Sometimes you just get lucky and you stun their whole team.
Ooh.
Finished with S10A on the left side.
Jenna, what do you think of Spectre Tenebria? Because that was a pick into the Solitaria, Landy, and Politics.
Yeah. I find it a little bit odd. Does that mean he wants to take out the Landy, possibly? And he's going to leave the Solitaria? Because Solitaria can do a decent job versus Spectre Tenebria as well. She has a little bit of extra reach.
So S10A usually weak against Clave. Oh, banning Emilia out and Solitaria
So-
banned on the right.
The big thing here is Guiding Light can get broken by two separate things, Aros S3 and Shu S3. Or a lucky attack from Spectre Tenebria, but pretty much he has to take care of this Landy as fast as possible, because Shu and Spectre are just going to get completely destroyed by it. I think Sama might actually want to put her in the back, just so that she's really protected.
If I'm not mistaken, Jenna, we'll see here in a second. Yeah. Oh, actually, it's not. I could have sworn that the last time I saw Samuhrado's Landy, it was actually on Bloodstone counter, but maybe that's not the case anymore. Oh, but he goes for the early. Oh, and he countered him.
Okay,
That's
well,
two.
it didn't really don't get too excited. So this right here, though, similar to what we saw in the Japan qualifiers, the problem with T Crozet is the rest of your team is just a sitting
Oh
duck.
my god.
And yeah,
Oh,
look
wow.
at that. There was no mitigation for it. It instantly
Politics
died.
is gone. That damage from S10A was way too much.
These guys off their leashes.
So I think he's probably. Oh my god, actually.
Counterattack, though.
Oh, counter. Oh, okay. Oh, but wow.
Yeah, that's
Wow,
he's just
Yule's-
getting run over. The thing is,
Yeah.
Sama just can't respond to this aggression at all. This is the problem with T Crozet and why he shouldn't have picked it so early.
Certainly that pick is not really working out. There's Hwayoung. Oh, Aros takes the damage but survives.
Oh, he's not surviving
no,
that
so
though.
he's been down.
Not anymore
The
with the
problem,
Landy.
however, is that's just gonna get revived. This T Crozet's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I'm curious if maybe he just accepts the fact that it's going to get revived, and that's what I was kind of thinking. Maybe he just S3s the Landy or the Hwayoung here to make sure that he gets to cast the S3 no matter what, even after the Adventure Roz gets revived. But I don't think Yule is out of the woods yet with this trap.
Just going to
If that-
S3.
If that hadn't crit, he wouldn't have died, and I think Sama may have actually just completely regained his position in the match immediately. Because the problem is, this Ross, he still has all of his skills up, but he's actually saving them.
Well, I think the reason why he saved it partly there is because if he had even S2'd, I think he would have given Landy enough buffs to S3, right?
That's true, you're right.
Yeah, so...
Even though he revived the Ross, I guess it's just a glorified Aureus right here then.
Yeah, and you can see he's focusing on trying to take it out. Unfortunately, the odds of...
Oh, this could be big. It doesn't hit
Oh!
Landy, actually.
That is...
Landy is still
Ooh.
safe, and he might hit
If
with a
she doesn't
second,
get
but...
hit...
Well, the thing is, that
ooh.
works fine for him as long as Shu isn't able to kill, which is pretty unlikely, I would say. I think
Yeah.
that the Shu really needs to focus on this Hwayoung, because as soon as they take the Hwayoung out, this Landy is just a sitting duck.
Yeah, audio,
Oh,
by
but-
the way, guys, audio issue is being solved, so please be patient. It's going to be solved very soon. Production working really hard.
Okay, and if
So
you guys see
Ross
here,
is
right,
gonna
like,
get taken out.
Yeah, the Ross is definitely dead here, and
Ooh, really close.
Oh, back in the guiding light, though.
I'll deal with this.
But I think this Hua Young's dead.
Yeah,
turn, right?
and the Landy is just about dead.
Yeah.
It crit.
Oh, yeah, wow.
I actually think this whole match came down to
How good
the
the anti-crits were?
the anti-crit on the T-Cross not working.
Yeah.
I think if it actually had, I was actually surprised that Samuel has brought it back because I think that the T-Crosset and Politis was a really ambitious play, where he decided to pick them because he just said Yule is going aggro cleave, and he didn't really consider the option that Yule could still just go play standard match, and those two characters were really weak in it, as we saw.
Yeah, and yeah, I definitely think, Jenna, that this match could have gone both ways, like a little more
Just a
anti-crit
dual attack or
there.
something could have
Yeah.
changed the whole match.
Yeah, and like if you even just look at it, it's like, wow, you know, okay, I get it, like the shoe is there to kind of deal with the Hua Young and the politics and stuff, but Landy kind of had free reign in a lot of the match, right, to be able to deal with both the Apocalypse Robbie, Spectre Tenebria, and the Landy. Even if I think it was like a little more damage, I think it would have been good from Landy's side. But I guess we'll see what the next pre-ban is for game 2.
Yeah, let's see. Samu needs to change it up this time, as Yule is up 1, best of 3. The pre-bans coming very soon. Politis and S10 ban.
Yeah, Yule taking out both options that he just does not want to play against, and Samu takes out the Spectre Tenebria. He wants a honest fight without the invisibility, I guess, and he wants to just run at his opponent. And Spectre Tenebria is also a character that can be flexed into a really aggressive draft, you know, or a slow draft. And since Belion's not there, I think Samu just doesn't really want to deal with it because he doesn't want to pick it himself because it would just get cleaved.
And Samu takes away the Hua Young, who I think is probably one of the last remaining fairly safe DPS, obviously aside from the Apocalypse Robbie. But maybe she isn't that safe because Shu's still on the board, and we just saw Yule Shu do quite a bit of work. I'm expecting maybe a Meteor or Cowrick if Yule doesn't decide to again try to play fast. Otherwise, I could probably see the Apocalypse Robbie and the Amelia again. Although again, as you mentioned, Jenna, that was a little close for comfort. I definitely don't think that was by any means like a full draft win.
Yule's going for a very similar draft right here. This is very ambiguous, just like last time. Now, Samu, I think, really has to think about, okay, how do I want to pick units that are good against aggressive teams, but also can play in a standard match? Because I think he kind of showed his hand a little bit too much last time, and that really bit him.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe if he wants to go for... Actually, I don't know.
So does Samu have plan B? That's the thing. Plan A is totally broken.
He really has to just think about what units are just playable in both. And it seems like he goes for the Emo Koeric, which generally is more towards a slower playstyle. And the Ross is just a general good knight that's good in a lot of stuff, but I think the issue might be he might be really weak to a cleave right here.
Yeah, and you're talking to, I think, arguably one of the faster players. Probably not arguably, probably the fastest EU player here. I'm curious if he has Rand built, because I definitely think this right side draft kind of screams cleave me with Rand. And the Amelia really not even that bad of a cleave option as well, right? Because as you can tell, or as you can see, it's I mean, it's 2 fire on the side. They don't really have that great of a cleanser. You know, it's an eventual cleanser, but like there's no telling what units will be paired with the Ran at this point. Oh, but he still elects to go for the Shu instead, actually, tanking down.
I'm actually really surprised that Yule, with all of his speed gear, G-Clef looks like you made the right choice, huh?
Yeah.
Not the same gear, but okay. And even Fallen Cecilia this time from Yule. Wow.
Yeah, Fallen Cecilia, I think, is fairly decent at mitigating like the Hua, right?
So the really production pulled the Korean stream, so it's synced. It should be synced right now for all the viewers.
I think it's very odd that Yule decided to slow down to where Sam is at, rather than using his advantage in the speed gear, because that's his main playstyle as well. Sam going for the LQC, which is interesting. He needs one more. I would say maybe like, so he could either go for a support or some sort of supported DPS or something right here, maybe.
What with the last pick? Oh,
Falcon or Flurry?
all of
Wow.
a sudden,
Interesting.
a second knight.
Okay. That's really interesting.
Wow.
So the thing is, I actually think it's possible Amelia's going to outspeed that. So it would go
Solitaria.
after into a
An
defense break.
insta-ban.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think that they both were just like, I'm having none of this. I'm not going to deal with that at all.
So actually, I kind of like the Flurry pick here.
You
Jeff,
do?
because,
Okay.
With the like, if you think about it, right? Samu definitely needed, I think, either like as you said, either another DPS or kind of a utility knight, and Flurry kind of fits both of those spots. And if you recall from, I think, Flurry's kit, did she strip 2 or did she strip all with their S3? Yeah, so I mean, if Shu decides to get, or if Shu gets pushed up,
85% of the time.
Yeah, and on a single target,
85.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that might actually be enough, because think about this, right? If Amelia decides to drag up the Shu, which he is, and then the Flurry strips the Shu after she casts S3. Now there's no more anti-crit. There's no more immunity for the Shu. There's no more barrier, and maybe the Hua-Young or the LQC, you know, who knows? Maybe like a dual attack here, dual attack there could actually kill her.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously.
If he gets the right timing of his units and he just goes Falcon or Flurry into something like Little Queen Charlotte S3, he's just instantly going to take him out.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Hua-Young not being on immunity is a little bit of an issue, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm curious, because I thought Samu's would have been either on, oh god, immunity or maybe res, but I guess that's not enough.
Those kinds of things are a huge deal in these matches because that just accelerates the timer pretty much.
I think he's probably going to go for more damage on the on the Adventurer Roz, right? But something to keep in mind is that the longer and longer, or like the more and more this Flurry gets to take turns, she does consistently heal her team as well. So all not is lost, even when it's not her turn necessarily, because you are kind of just on you're kind of just waiting for her to take her turn back to like give you a little bit of health. And paired with like a lot of these characters self-sustain, like Little Queen Charlotte's S3, the barrier, Roz
right
S3,
here.
it might be enough. And
here.
does it strip?
Oh my!
Oh.
15%. There's so many 15% that can happen. Sometimes it doesn't provoke. That's one. The strip. That's another. The defense break. That's another.
Okay, sync is all good. Nice. All right, let's go.
Now, does he have enough damage to just about kill this?
No, it's
not nearly enough. He needed that defense break. It was so integral to his entire strategy, and this is one of the things that's a huge problem with Falcon Employer and why so many people don't like using her. Is she's an S3 buff. That's her whole purpose, and sometimes it just does nothing, and then you instantly lost, or you've just lost all momentum. Your whole game plan is gone.
Oh
yeah, and we can still kind of there's still the defense break option.
Resistance in counter.
Oh my god, and
resist again. Oh, the defense break not really working for Samu.
yeah, that was really big too, because like you can imagine this Apocalypse Robbie might actually have been dead, right?
I think certainly with the defense break. It would have been hitting so unbelievably hard. But he gets the counter. But the problem is, like, he needed that defense break. It was so necessary. It didn't even matter if he provoked or anything. And even if he didn't strip, there was still a chance that it was a 50% chance he would have hit. But he missed the most important part of the entire ability, and I don't think he has enough time to be able to lap around for another one of those into a Little Queen Charlotte S3. This Ross is almost gone.
Yeah, and
it seems like Samu's running out of time.
Yeah.
So, depending on how many more turns the Falconer Flurry can take, Adventure Ross maybe.
He's gone.
I guess. Yeah, maybe it's
the main character is dead. We're going to Epic 8.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well,
I thought we
no
switched
ways.
characters with the new episode. In the new episode.
Yeah,
I can switch
no main
elements.
character.
Yes.
So Falconer Clary still provides a fair amount of sustain, I think, in this match, and I think S3 is up in what, 1 or 2 turns? If I
The
recall.
problem is though,
3 turns?
Shu S2 is up, and Shu could just get a counterattack or an S1 into an S2. Anything goes wrong at all for Samus side, and it's instantly over.
This looks pretty disastrous. Yule still has a Robbie. Shu even has skill null on her.
This job is a little easier.
Ooh, the LQC provoked as well.
Ah,
Are you my
here
next
comes Shu
target?
Well,
with the
that doesn't
counters.
really do a whole lot. Yeah, Hwayoung has her S3, but just what can he really accomplish with it?
On to
He
Flamon
can get rid of
Cecilia.
her. Not quite even.
Only 16k.
We're getting. The thing is, even if he kills it, we're getting really close to the point where A Robbie just kills somebody and brings them back. So, and the thing is, it's not just A Robbie. This Shu, yeah, like look at that.
Step back.
This Shu is
Yeah,
untouched.
it's so
Has taken
much
no
damage.
damage. She has sustain. Anytime you attack, you're scared of getting countered. It's terrifying fighting against these units. Apocalypse Robbie punishes you for not taking her out first, pretty much, and just going into a slow match. And Shu punishes you for doing anything.
Ooh, but
That helps a little
it's
bit.
actually the LQC that finishes off the FCC there, but I'm not sure if is there enough.
Got it, Flurry? Just like
It's just gonna
think
get
there's
finished
enough
off. And
I'll take
if this
your
was the
life.
old Falconer Chloe from long ago, she technically
Yeah,
could have
maybe
just
she
gotten
coulda-
2 extra turns right there with S1.
I will
But
open.
nowadays, not so much.
Oh,
And
on
Apocalypse Robbie is
Hwayoung.
bringing it back.
Brings back Cecilia.
And you see, the thing is, if that Little Queen Charlotte had been able to hit a defense broken Apocalypse Robbie, I think that Sama actually would almost immediately have won. Because he
Yeah.
would have done so much damage, then the explosion hits, and Fallen Cecilia would have taken so much extra damage too. And his team just wouldn't have died nearly as fast. He could have been attacking the Shu, slowly burning her down, and working towards more Falconer Chloe S3s to finish them off. But he just didn't even get a chance because as soon as the defense break didn't land, his whole game plan was gone. Falconer Chloe did
Yeah.
nothing for him.
I definitely think his game plan was to try and get rid of the Apocalypse Robbie and kind of fight against Amelia Shu with like the sustain and element advantage of like Flurry, right? Which is like really not a bad game plan at all, but it's just unfortunate how
I mean, I would argue that Sama's team would have won if he didn't get 15%ed.
Yeah, no, yeah, I definitely think he was in a better spot, and I mean, a grass knight who sustains and heals your whole team and isn't really killable by pretty much any of the other units on the enemy team. Like, sign me up, right? But unfortunately, I think
LQC
Little Queen Charlotte getting
drops.
taken out. And at this point, I don't think there's really much he can do. Yule takes it, 2-0. I think that Sama, he overreached a little bit in the first match, and I think the second one he got unlucky, but perhaps if he had drafted a little bit differently, he could have been put into a situation where he wouldn't have had to rely on something that big, like the Falconer Chloe S3, and if anything goes wrong.
Yeah, congratulations to you as he really changed up his style beginning from the first game draft. Really caught Samu off guard. It was unpredictable with the drafting. And second game also, that Samu's plan did not really work. You just had somewhat of a better draft overall in balance.
It's
I
possible.
think.
Yeah, it's possible he actually played slower, maybe to throw Sama off, because Sama was probably really prepared for a speed demon or something like that, and he played really slow compared to how he normally would.
Yeah, this is a thing where it can certainly happen in next matches too, because you're up against all these players which you think you know if this player is going cleave or this kind of speed, this unit should be around 310 or ish. But you can always change the gear after the match or the set. So that could be actually misleading information. And I think Yule was really smart to actually change it up this time. But moving into our next match, here's Merlin on the left.
Whoa.
All right, Merlin, Speed Familia. Yep, Speed Deck
Speed
Familia,
Familia.
assemble.
Wow, he looks pretty dead set on winning this E7 World
Yeah.
Championship, Jenna. Look at that.
He looks
Give me
serious,
the
man.
stare.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people know how he plays, and I think a lot of people know he plays a lot. I would say Merlin plays more than 99.99% of players. He grinds RTA, and he cleaves every game.
Yeah, Merlin says he plays at least 9 hours a day, so that's a lot of time.
Oh man, and he's fast, and he has some unorthodox kind of speed units that he would build too. That I wonder if we're going to see any of. I'm actually a little curious how he's going to go about it.
And his opponent here, Titanic. Most pre-bans actually fall in Cecilia and Delian.
Please remember my name. I don't know why, but it sounds like such a
It's like a
plea.
banger.
You know, it's like, please guys, remember my name. But then if you look at his picture, he looks
He looks ready.
he looks serious. So he cleaves, and his opponent only cleaves. So this match is gonna be fast. It's gonna be over in a flash.
Will it depend on who takes run first pick?
It might depend on Silk Acid or Silk Sid and stuff like that. And, you know, obviously whoever has the faster speed gear, this is definitely going to be interesting.
I don't know how Titanic has their gear spread out in terms of speed, but I don't think Merlin is a Wander or Silk Sid kind of guy. I think he's always been more of like a Rand Payra.
Yeah, look at the two bans though. They just like shook hands and decided, okay, let's just ban these two anti-cleave options and then cleave each other.
I guess we're going speed on Merlin's side.
Yeah. I know I think he doesn't actually use Ran all that often, if I remember correctly, for Merlin.
Ooh.
The Spectre Tenebria pick, however, I think Titanic could go for something like, he goes for the Apoc Robbie, but I was almost considering if he wanted to go the Sid and Wander Silk, but it seems almost like he's going for an anti-cleave?
Ooh, but the Amelia to complement maybe a fourth pick.
Okay, I think I kind of like this because Titanic's starting to go more anti-cleave. I think Merlin's like, okay, we're playing a very different match. This isn't just a cleave match.
Ooh,
and so he's kind of putting his team into more of a really aggressive team, but not full-on cleave.
Let's see. As Titanic did play a lot of Keyset during the prelims.
Is it my turn?
Oh, the Sid last pick. Okay, so the Sid it not only is giving extra speed to his units, but we don't know how it's built. It could be just like a full speed one to possibly kill Payra, or maybe it's a little bit higher damage, and he's relying on either the Kisei or Emo Lilius to take that first turn for sure.
I think this might, I feel, no, I guess you can't. I guess it does definitely have to be either the Conqueror or the Green Sid.
Yeah, the thing is, Merlin, he doesn't pick a speed imprint or anything for his Amelia or anything. He just decides to pick Acid. He has a lot of confidence in it, and he takes out that speed imprint. I would think Acid would take the first turn. However, the issue is this Emil Lilius might get the second turn if he decides to kill the Kisei.
Let's use start. Acid does get the first turn.
Okay. I feel like he doesn't have much of a choice. Yeah. He has to take that out.
But Keyset never really gets her chance.
Now, if Amelia is able to resist here, and he actually gets his turn, he might be totally okay. Oh, she actually got debuffed. It's fast, but maybe doesn't have that much resistance, or the Conqueror has a lot. Ooh, and he gets pushed back.
Even provoke on Amelia.
The thing is, couldn't he just kill Designer Lobet and maybe stun the Apocalypse Robbie?
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking too, Jenna. I think maybe you just commit the stun onto the oh my god,
enough damage.
Wow, 19,000 damage.
Just enough to take out Dilibet.
You know, this might sound weird, but I almost think he should have soul burned that. Okay, so it is Proof of Valor. I was thinking, what if it was Crimson Seed and he didn't soul burn that? He could potentially have just like lost right there, but seems like it went totally fine. No defense break from the Acid. Oh, he's gone.
But a valuable target kind of leaves the field as well, right?
Yeah. Is he
more
able to just straight up kill this Amelia in one hit? She's not actually that fast. So she has enough bulk Yeah, I think he realizes he doesn't want to go for it because it's only Frenzy 1 and only 2 people have died.
Amelia just going to use her S3.
Yeah, Merlin knows he doesn't have an extra turn though. Like, this Amelia's dying next time. He has to soul burn right here, I think.
There's enough souls.
I think he's definitely gonna full commit to it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna take it out. And the Hwayoung even takes an extra turn. She doesn't have the S3 yet, but able to get a nice amount of damage. We haven't quite hit Frenzy 2 yet as well. But the Zavalkon's Ravi should kill the Amelia, seeing how many people are dead and how much damage she took.
Yeah, here's S3 on Amelia as you predicted.
Oh,
not enough!
my
Wait,
God,
never mind.
That's it.
That
Okay,
shield may have
settled
been, just enough to survive.
Wow.
And that's
Amelia
it.
First match over Titanic.
Yeah, Titanic cannot bring it back with a Robbie. Ooh,
Wow.
Merlin, the speed, takes 1 win.
You know what's funny is that was like a slow match from Merlin. I'm not sure about Titanic. He plays a lot of cleave, it seems, but Merlin wants to end the match even faster than that. And I was surprised that the match actually slowed down. They both didn't want to just go full speed commit. Instead, Titanic went for the anti-cleave. He didn't feel comfortable doing with what Merlin had on board.
I'm curious what kind of position Titanic's gonna take in this upcoming match. Do you guys think? I really kind of didn't expect this. I know he didn't play like a super cleave draft, but I know everyone knew Merlin as like speed familiar, but I think he kind of trained it. I kind of feel like he changed up his draft a fair bit, right?
Did Titanic really expect Kisa to take first turn?
Yeah, I think so. Merlin is fast, though. I don't know how fast Titanic is, but that may have shaken his confidence a little bit right there. And also, he might be thinking, well, I couldn't outspeed the ACID. Can I even outspeed the Peyra? Can I actually go speed against him? Do I have the imprints? Can I commit to this?
Ooh,
he actually decides to just take the Peyra out. And Merlin actually on ladder, I believe, bans Rem every single game. He does not want to play against that.
Oh, okay.
The thing that's so crazy
I've
about
quite a
it
bit.
Epoch is still available, and so is Landy.
Merlin now has to think. Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Never mind.
already
He doesn't have to think about anything. He's just going ACID. He knows he's going fast.
Oh,
And
yes.
even though Assassin Sid might seem kind of weird, though. Oh, wait.
Oh boy.
Might
It's
need
Silk?
more
Wait.
than Sid, though.
Hold on.
Titanic?
That's not Sid Silk. Wait, Merlin says, I'm taking the Silk. He's taking the other half of the equation right here.
Oh.
Possibly. And even though Sid, he goes first, but then, you know, the rest of your team doesn't just take the next turn. It's not something like Peyra with Summertime Hysteria to get that extra CR boost. You can still draft something like Closer Charles with the
does he have the
ACID
Silk?
active.
Oh, Ran.
Oh no, actually ran.
Okay, he's going in. Wow, he's hard committing to this. And his opponent, okay, just full speed imprints. Oh my god.
Oh, Bildred and Ultra Shuri.
I don't know. Titanic has a lot of speed on his side. I have to think that Merlin might be in a little bit of a pickle here against this because he only has 1 speed imprint, and sure, he has 2 really fast characters, but can you really outspeed Sid or the Emma Lilius with all this speed? Seems like he's opting for a anti-cleave option.
How ridiculous.
Let's see. Might actually shake things up with the post ban. Selected on the right side.
Wow, okay, so I wonder how this is gonna go. Because Titanic might still be like, maybe he wants to ban the Sage Bale, but maybe it's like, I have to take that imprint out.
It depends. That ACID was pretty fast last game.
I do think his imprints would secure him the first turn here for Titanic, but...
And the post bans are Bale and
Okay, he
Bildred.
takes out Bildred.
Stage
So-
Mildred.
It seems like Merlin's decided, like, that was more of a bait ban. He still just wants to race him, but can he really race this?
And race on first turn is ACID
Oh
on
my-
Merlin by 1%.
Beats him with both.
Also
What
ran.
the- Oh my god.
Oh my
How
goodness.
fast is this guy?
Yeah,
What you can do.
the 2 imprints was not enough. Merlin says, I don't care. You're gonna ban Bale, and I'm just gonna take
Oh,
you out
wow.
anyways. This is Silver Rain ran.
In less than 40 minutes, we have decided the round of 8.
I'll teach you a lesson.
So,
Wow.
Yeah,
How you
Speed
doing,
Familiar for
Jenna?
the win. I mean,
Yeah. He's not called Speed Familiar for no reason. He showed just how fast he is.
let's see, Hwayong pushed all the
It
way
does
back.
land everything. And Apocalypse Robbie is still here too. Titanic just has to find some way to take stuff out, but I don't really think he can. I think his team is in just disrepair at this point.
This is
yeah, because the Apocalypse Robbie, I think, kind of just has a little bit too much free reign here, right? Like, she can
Well,
pretty much do whatever she wants.
Titanic committed almost his entire team to outspeeding, and he didn't outspeed. So the moment that happened, there was just almost no coming back.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
lot of damage on Ray Robbie.
If that had killed, that could have been
That could have actually swung the match back around in
It was surprisingly
Titanic's
close.
favor.
Without Hwayong,
How should we do this?
Titanic may
Yeah.
not have much left. Just see Lilius now.
everything away.
Ran is actually on Silver Rain, but it seems to still be
Yeah.
some sort of
And that
damage range.
is GG. Merlin takes it.
Wow.
2-0, moving up to the next
Crowd
round.
favorite.
Yeah, I think that Titanic in the first round did some interesting stuff, and he had a very real chance, but Merlin was just able to take it out. But in the second one, he committed so hard to speed, and he seemed to just be scared of the Sage Bale and hoped that he would be able to outspeed the 2 imprints, but he just wasn't fast enough. Is that just a gear gap, or was
Yeah,
it RNG, or...
I think when you see that, Jenna, you kind of sit there and you're like, you need a moment of silence. You know what I mean? You're kinda
Yeah,
like,
when I was says like, well, I guess there was nothing I could have done.
Yeah, maybe. But Merlin certainly outplayed his opponent there with taking the first turn both games.
Yeah, I think Merlin was confident. He definitely was really confident going into those matches. It felt like he picked his stuff pretty fast. Like, he just showed no fear against Titanic. He was completely prepared.
What do you think
Well, when
Titan could have done there? Like, not maybe having a different drafting style against Merlin?
I think he had to anti-cleave, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's possible that he should have outsped in that situation, and he just got unlucky with RNG. It's totally possible, but maybe Merlin's just faster, and he had to realize, okay, after that first one, he didn't want to deal with it, and he should just go for really dedicated anti-cleave to try and beat Merlin, but maybe he's not confident.
Yeah, Merlin 2 in a row. I think he is indeed pretty fast with the gears, but I believe we have all the results from the round of 8. Let's take a look at that. Let's see who moved up to the next round. And along with Yule on top, Merlin on the bottom. Oh, youxu and KHHM will be Merlin's opponent.
Okay.
Okay.
So, KHM, Merlin and Yule, and you said it's youxu?
Youxu, I believe.
Youxu.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is kind of this is a little bit crazy. I think similar to how I feel like Merlin and Titanic were like a little bit like stylistically like mismatched. I think KHM's kind of the same. I believe KHM doesn't really like cleave, but I mean he's very smart about how to play against it, and we do have even despite having probably one of the fastest players, Merlin's still in the tournament and being a little bit prone to cleave. But what about that top bracket, Jenna? What do you think about Yule, the Yule match?
Well, I think that one's going to be pretty interesting. You see, I don't know the playstyle of his opponent. I don't know how youxu really plays. I guess we'll find out in just a second. But if he's a fast playstyle and he's against Yule, he might have to watch out because Yule is really fast. So
Yeah.
that would be just kind of his home ground if that's how he plays, and his opponent might just be kind of caught off guard. I mean, the second match also is pretty interesting too, but that first one, if his opponent's fast, we might see a match kind of like what we saw out of the Asia brackets.
Yeah, we had a fast one and all 2 zeros in round of 8. So, and again, we'll take a short commercial break, but we'll be back pretty fast too, because let's gear up and get the speed sets up. And maybe about 5-minute break, and then right after we go into the semifinals. So we will be back very soon after a short break.
Let's not let this drag on. And then you get it.
Welcome back everyone to Europe qualifiers. Now it's time for round of 4, the semifinals. First matchup, Yule versus youxu. And here we have Yule that had to defeat Samu just not too long ago with a 2-0 score.
Yeah, so Yule went, I guess I would say, almost a little bit out of his comfort zone of what a lot of people maybe expected. But if you look at his most picks, that can be flexed into any kind of draft. So
Yeah.
it seems like he's kind of just prepared for most situations, and he's a really flexible player.
And legend finisher, of course, but while being the speed demon and fighting against, I think, Samu, who I think most people would consider to be tanky, I think his next opponent here is actually also kind of a similar tanky opponent. If I recall, if you actually I
Youxu.
guess not.
Wait a second.
Lots of speed units.
Hey, wait a second.
Hey.
Maybe not. I think I misread, guys. So seeing the APOC Robbie, the Ren and the Peyra, it looks like actually I misspoke. He is definitely a very
The Supreme
speed
Man
player
right
too.
here. It's weird because he wrote that his gameplay style was defense, and that must be a really tanky Ran right there, because I don't really understand.
And youxu wants to show you the power of a tanky deck. Was the translation
you know
from
what?
the interview.
Is somebody else?
Is that a trick or?
Guys,
Let's see, because we are going straight into the draft. Here we go, our first round between the two players. You on the left, youxu on the right.
He's a mystery.
And the
Ooh,
pre-bans are...
I'm
Drum
expecting
roll.
Rebellion.
Yep.
and
Both of them wearing their favorite
Peyra
brands.
ban. Wow, Peyra ban and Sililius.
Ooh.
All right, just taking out 2 openers right off the bat.
I'll take your life.
Okay, yeah. I think the Apocalypse Robbie
Yeah.
is definitely a good first pick. It
Always a
just,
safe pick.
yeah, it's flexible into everything,
believe
and
this
we've
is
been
what
seeing
the
throughout the
goddess
whole
wills.
tournament. I think a lot of people might even be tired of seeing this pick. It's everywhere.
Peyra Robbie's never banned. That's the reason
but-
why. Dian Hwayong picked up
Yeah.
by youxu.
You just can't afford to ban her. That's the thing.
I think we saw this before, right? The DN and the Hwayong it feels like it's really vulnerable to Ran here. It doesn't really survive the onslaught of like the Politis or the Ran, the Caesarea, all these like different potential options that come out here. I wonder what Yule's going to pick here though. He did show us like a fair bit of Amelia APOC, which I thought was pretty safe, but if he decides to pivot down, I almost think it would be
Yeah,
and
there's
he
the Ram.
and there's the Ram, right?
I think right here he had to
but-
decide how aggressive he was playing. And the Angel of Light's really interesting. It almost feels like units such as Designer Lullaby would be pretty nice here.
Ooh, Angel of Light. It feels like it's been days since we have seen Angel of Light.
Yeah, the odd thing about this pick is if he is going to cleave, this is a really like odd man out kind of pick. It doesn't quite work with just
ready.
going insane damage trying to take somebody out.
Silk.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, youxu just decides to immediately go for Silk and go for first turn. Are they even gonna try the Sid, possibly?
All of a sudden?
I almost kind of felt like if Yule had just gone the Politis here, he could have kept his options a little more flexible. The Angel of Light, I feel like, is kind of again, as you said, kind of a weird pick, because now whatever his next pick is going to be, his next 2 picks are gonna have to be kind of self-sufficient, because unless if it's like an opener Angel of Light, which it could very well be, I think Yule's kind of forced to pick 2 DPS, right? Or at least 1 DPS and another opener.
Yeah, his team currently, he needs something after the Ran, because if Ran goes and there's no follow-up, then he doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
He decides to take the Sid. Okay.
The Sid himself.
Okay,
Oh,
and
the Watcher
Watcher
Jury.
Okay.
We're going Daytona here. The race is on.
Yeah, he's going real fast and real high damage at the end there. I think that actually kind of works out pretty decently. Except the Ran defense break, I don't know how much that really matters overall.
Oh, youxu thinking about his final pick. It is a
Oh,
Sid.
and it's a Sid.
Okay. So we have a race, however, don't you just ban the Silk and outspeed?
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, Jenna, I almost think that the Assassin Sid was a grief pick here.
Ooh,
because like,
Ran
in a sense, like, you're
think he
kind of
needed an
forced to
imprint
defend the Ran.
of some sort,
Yeah,
but-
because the Ran kind of forced out, or like the picking the Acid allows the Ran to actually have a target to kill and kind of, you know, push and actually gain value from. But now, let's see if the
Gets
Sid
it?
cuts.
Wait a second.
What?
Angel of
the fuck?
Light? Angelica getting first turn?
Is he gonna soul burn S1?
Acid off by 1%.
He has 3. Wait, Sid? He can't
So
kill, can he?
What? What kind of world are we watching right now?
What?
Okay.
Whoa, wait, okay.
well,
He just went for the defense break there? I guess for a Spectre Tenebria to kill, but I don't know.
he does have soul burn, so I think maybe he just. Oh, I'm
Sid
kind of
on
surprised
Acid.
he didn't kind of. Wow, that's a really strong. That's a really strong ace Sid as well. I think if he had just got. Oh, jeez, man.
That's a nail in the
jeez,
coffin.
man.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much it mattered, but yeah,
GG.
Yoshua just says,
All right, you
okay,
win.
I'm out. Get me out of here.
Yeah, good enough. Good enough. Good
I
enough. Good
can't.
enough.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was something. I don't think anyone expected Angel of Light to get the first pick or first turn.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely
Everyone
it
was
seemed like Sid.
expecting a Sid to go first.
Well, I think the normal Sid, I think, right on the left side.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because I think it may have just been speed RNG. I think it's probably not faster even with the imprints, but maybe he has an insanely fast Angel of Light. We're not entirely sure.
Yeah, and even with the speed RNG as well, I think you definitely probably want the Sid to go first.
Yeah, and also
gonna-
less than a minute game, 5 turns.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're having Europe is speed running any percent this qualifiers right here. They want to be done.
Mm-hmm.
They just woke up. They're mad and they're
Yeah,
they want to go back to bed.
All right, ready for round 2. Let's go.
Okay, so I think Youxu might try to ban out more of the openers, maybe, or more of the aggressive options. Maybe.
It's to take something away from Yule that Yule's comfortable with, but that he isn't. Like he doesn't want to take something away from himself if he's trying to take some openers as well.
Should Ram be banned at all?
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Ayola.
Angel of Light struck fear into him. He said, "Okay, like that." That was something else. It outspeeding him. He says, "Get that away from me. I don't even want to look at that thing anymore."
But the APOC takeaway, I think, was actually really good here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious how Yule will respond to having probably the best cleave anchor taken away from him here. I think maybe the Huayang. Maybe if he chooses to go Huayang here with maybe an Amelia instead of a DN, because I mean, Youxu could really just go back and take the Ran and kind of run the same draft that we saw.
There's DN.
And we do see the DN.
Okay, yeah, because Yule's really flexible on what he can go for. So he sees the APOC Robbie and immediately goes, "Okay, well, I'll scope out a little bit more of his draft before I fully commit to what playstyle I want to do." I think both of them are doing that at the moment. I think that's how a lot of players have been approaching this tournament, is you just pick the really ambiguous stuff that can go into a really aggro team or a slower team. And you kind of just wait until the moment where you feel like you can commit.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we're running it back, Jenna, I think. And
Yeah, Yoshua
Oh,
sees that and just says, "I'm going in. Let's go."
Hey guys, I thought
Yep.
Youxu wanted to play slightly slower
He
and
is
having
a
a lot more
tank deck,
tanky.
yeah,
I know.
Yoshua is actually going real fast here.
maybe when he said, "Let me show you the power or the strength of a tanky deck," he was trying to insinuate that tanky decks suck. So, you know, maybe
Ooh,
he
yes.
was trying to say
Well,
speed is
uh-huh.
king.
Oh, wait a
Belian
second.
was open all this time.
Oh.
Yeah, wait, you don't normally see Belian ever being up
That's
at this
right,
point.
we forgot
All
about
the
her.
players banned that thing. I forgot that she existed because she's banned so much.
With Fallen Cecilia. Oh.
Yeah, Yuxu is like, wait, that unit's still up? What the hell? And he really has to think, like, how is he able to deal with this? This is a pretty annoying team to go against that Yule has. Is this the power of a tanky deck?
Let's subdue them all.
And responding with.
think-
Mhm.
What I don't
Yes,
know
Kana.
about this because I think we've seen this before where you get this false sense of security from having the Caesarea with the Ran, but if you ban the Ran, unless if Youxu picks another...
I'll give you a taste
Oh,
of
I guess
defeat.
that could be the activator, but the Caesarea really not gaining that much value if you can ban out the Ran here, right?
Oh my.
Oh,
And
and he's
Sid
still
to
just
complete the
banking.
draft
He's
for
saying,
Yule.
yeah, he's just saying, I don't care. I'm gonna outspeed you. You have to
He's
ban
banning
this.
Ram. He's banning Ram for sure, I think, right?
Yeah.
And the big post bans are FCC and Ran.
Now-
Oh, that's
Oh boy, is
Oh,
this
that
Silk gonna
hurts.
take the turn?
so. One thing to note here is that if Yushu's Wanderer Silk outspeeds the Sid, that's actually, I guess that's not fine. I was gonna say maybe it's okay, but actually no, because then the Sid's just gonna kill the.
Let's see, round
Caesarea.
2, DN starts up the game.
boy.
Oh boy.
It outspent by 3%. The Silk is like the same speed as this Sid, but this DN, you were saying before that she was like 300 speed without Imprints. Kind of a huge issue.
Give me
Yeah.
strength.
Ops for the push-up as well.
Shall I attack?
Sid's cool new EE might make it so that he can one-shot the Asteria possibly as well, depending on what her defense stats are like.
And Sid goes for this area.
Oh, it doesn't kill
Barely
though.
doesn't kill. That's
Oh,
actually really helpful.
But he does get the evasion, right? Which is kind of worthwhile, but
Yeah, the thing is, this is gone.
Sermia
and
takes
Epoch-
damage.
I'll teach
And
you
gone.
a lesson.
Epoch Ravi has a chance to revive, but it would only be on Sid right here. And he has evasion, which makes it kind of... That's a huge gamble you have to take if you want to do it. What is Silk going to go for? Possibly just stop that Belian from being able to do anything? Yeah.
yeah.
Pushing her all the way back.
But it resisted.
Oh.
Never mind. The Falcon
Wait.
or Clary Curse. That's
Now
kind
he
of an
has
issue.
to. I think now he just has to go for the bomb onto the Bellion and just go for the 70-30 onto the Sid, right?
Oh boy.
Oh, wait.
Wait, he actually just lands the bomb on him.
Wait,
Yusu
but-
just has to go for this.
Noisy here.
But doesn't Yule's Bellion just provoke the APOC?
There's a
Unless
counter.
if maybe it.
15%
true.
though.
Oh no! Wait. Oh, even though it pushes up, it kills the. It actually kills the
One
the revive target.
Yes,
I think
Sid.
he had to go on the Belian and then hope that the S3 hit from Apocalypse Ravi. I don't think he really had any other choice.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It is a really squishy looking Lion though.
So maybe
Yeah,
next time
I'm
you can
not
get that
sure.
S3 up from a Robbie.
The problem is he has to survive, and Hua Young is going to be cycling around. She's getting close to using her S3 soon. It's a little bit of an issue. Oh,
Oh,
and it's
GG.
that's
Yusu
just
just
it.
has-
Oh,
Yeah,
Yule
it's over.
takes him
Wow.
down. Yule takes Yusu down 2-0 score, moving up into the finals.
That's really
straight.
unfortunate.
Yeah, Yusu's
That's
plan did not really work.
yeah, pretty fast, clean matches there from him.
Well, that's
Well,
that's set one, and it was
there's not really much to say. Yule's matches kind of just, they've been at him pretty fast. He kind of
Yeah.
just takes it really easily. His opponents just can't quite fight against him here.
Yeah, that was really odd though. You know, the Bellion was actually fairly low HP. You could kind of tell what the game plan was though, and even despite the, I guess, the not killing of the Caesarea, I really, you know, Jenna, I really think that was the play though. I really think that he had to kind of just go for the strip onto the Bellion so that he didn't get provoked on his APOC Robbie, and then go for the S3 kill on Green Sid.
Yeah,
But
he had to chance it. I don't think
yeah.
he had many other win conditions. You always have to take something, even if it's seems like a lower percentage chance.
yeah,
it's better than
it's
just
better than
bleeding
zero.
out slowly or just missing your opportunity. And
Yeah.
I think that was the only choice he had.
Yep, in the game you just have to go for some chance. If you know that you have a low chance, but it seemed like you pretty much had this match. It seemed like he was drafting as he knew that he had the advantage with the speed and everything.
Jenna, how funny would it be if the the finals are it's just 2 races back to back, Merlin versus
It very well could be.
Well, Merlin does have to go through KHM in this match,
Yeah.
second match of semis here. Merlin back up after defeating
So-
Titanic 0-2.
Merlin only cleaves, generally, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
KHM says the easiest teams to play against are not cleave, and the hardest teams to play against are cleave. So he doesn't seem to really want to fight this kind of team. I'm assuming he's probably prepared, but at the same time, Merlin showed his speed dominance in the last fight, and KHM has to probably just tank it down. He's probably not going to go for anything fast. He's just more of a bulky player. He plays really slow.
And KHM says Violet will solo. Let's see if
Yeah.
he gets to pick Violet at all. We got to see one Violet from Japan not too long ago.
So if you're not familiar with KHM2, like his pool or his unit pool is not really that great too, and I think punishing some of the cleavers or the more aggressive drafts in this game currently do require a few more niche, like kind of unique units, you know, like the Sage Ball, which are not necessarily like used in standard games, especially with the sort of player that KHM is. His reliance on Violet, I get it, like Violet's a very good unit into some of the anti-cleave, or as an anti-cleave unit is very good. But sometimes you need a little more oomph, like the designer a little bit and stuff like that. So if that's not present, I'm kind of concerned. But here we go.
KHM has a champion ocean of about 10 units.
Yeah, so I
As
guess
the
we'll
match
see.
goes on, more bans coming through will be a big issue for him.
That's it.
possibly.
For now, round one, Bellion Ban and Hua Young instantly a Ross pick from KHM, and to
The
respond,
first pick,
Heir.
A Ross, just instantly. It's not really an ambiguous pick at all because
to
I think
try me?
everybody knows how he plays. So he just says, "Why even hide it? I'm gonna go slow. I'm gonna tank it down." Do you think A Ross may have been the best pick to go for as the first one though?
There's a lot open.
Yeah,
there's
I
a
think
lot of potential things.
of all the things that KHM could have played, I actually don't know if he has Mediator Coward, but I was gonna say, usually I think most people would try to use the Mediator Coward or focus more on the Mediator Coward so that they have an answer just as a general cleanser who's also kind of nice as a. And as I say that, he picks another cleanser, which I think is probably pretty high ER, that also deals with debuffs, but
Valencia.
third pick Alencia doesn't seem bad against the Spectre Ginevra and the Pera, but
KHM, his RTA drafting strategy, he says, is I pick Landy, Aros, Maid, and pray my opponent gets confused by how bad of a draft it is. So
wow,
he's almost there with
that's-
his draft.
Wow, KHM barely ever plays a Ravi. Only 7 times in the prelims.
Wow.
Those
Yeah,
even banned.
I think part of the reason why he may not do that is because, as you can see, Maid Chloe is actually one of his highest picked units, right? Maid Chloe, 15% pick rate. I think that's probably the highest Maid. That might be all of the entire, all of Europe's Maid Chloe pick rate together combined. And Maid Chloe does well into the Apocalypse Ravi in general, so maybe it's not that great of a pick for KHM's opponents, but as you can see here, Merlin is still fairly aggressive in his draft, has the 2 attack buffers, 2 fairly high damage AoEers, the policies to deal with the Maid Chloe, but the DJB pick?
Yeah, DJ was used
Bring it
often,
on.
80 times. That's a pretty good rune rate,
Wow.
nearly 70% win rate on DJB. And
he goes to
Seaside
SP
Bellona.
last. The thing is, Merlin's team isn't quite just a cleave or anything, right? It's a really aggressive team, but it's not. It isn't a cleave, and he needs to pick one more big damage dealer right here. Okay, Summertime Assyria.
Okay.
Interesting.
I think that has to mean it's a Seaside Bellona ban?
What I would think, but does he have enough effectiveness to actually be able to land on? Like he doesn't know how much Ephra's the Maid Chloe and DJ Basar have, right?
Yep, that's 10A ban on the left,
Yeah.
and SSB being banned
Yeah.
for KHM.
The left has no sustained damage. He has to close this match out almost immediately and put KHM in a spot where he just cannot recover at all, or it's over. Banning that Spectre Sneaver removed any coming back potential. He has
For
to
what
win
it's
immediately.
worth, he does have the He does have an attack buff, Caesarea coming essentially first turn.
That's
Ooh,
a
does he get
bastion
to-
of hope on DJ Rosar as well.
Oh my god, and that's no bombs onto any unit, Jenna.
Yeah, 0 bombs. Caesaria's passive was just a 15% CR push.
So I think what he may try to do here is either take out the maid Chloe. Oh, he's actually just electing to go for.
Oh my!
Oh no!
Crimson. Crimson on Valencia.
That missing.
Oh
And-
my god!
Resist.
Oh, you hate to see it. You really do.
Merlin just has to go for it. Can't really change it now.
That is.
A
That was pretty
heartbreaker.
disgusting to watch, honestly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a moment of silence right there.
Whoever you want to win the match, you still feel bad, no matter
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
It just feels disgusting to watch something like that. No bombs on anything at all, literally 0 bombs. So it's just Politis.
There will be more bombs here, and he is going to have to, if he wants to cleanse. Oh, well, maybe there's bombs here. Oh,
there's
a
one.
bomb,
We got
Jenna.
one. We got one.
Okay, all
On
right.
the right target though.
And
This is gonna
Pyrrha's
go.
gone.
Yeah.
That
Payra needs
shield.
to have,
Mhm.
yeah, assuming there's no shields on the rest of the team, Payra needs to have somewhere around like 15,000 health to survive that DJ Rosar has too.
Yep. The new DJ Vasar doing work.
DJ
but
Rosar
this
is
looks-
the top DPS of this match, even more than anyone on the left side.
Yeah. But that kind of looks like all she wrote, right? Unfortunately, the cleanse still available here.
If I must fight.
I'm kind of surprised KHM just didn't use the skill 3 there. Paul's passive is down. Healing is back up. Valencia is kind of, I mean, just cruising, chilling. She gets to, I guess go on to the, oh my god, he didn't
wow.
even, oh my goodness.
Okay.
Wow, that was quick. Some extra damage now onto, I guess.
Another
Wow.
fast match.
Okay, well.
These Europe matches have been so
Ooh.
fast.
KHM. Lots of resist, and there it is. Summertime Iseria not really working this time.
I think that KHM's draft specifically was perfect against Merlin there, though, because he had 2 insanely high resistance characters, and he had a character that had Crimson Seed on, and there was a 50% chance that they just dodged the Payra to not get the immunity stripped. So
Yeah.
his draft was just so finely tuned to being able to win against Merlin there. The Summertime Hysteria was basically just a completely dead pick. He needed something completely different.
It seems like Summertime Iseria, usually you just win the entire thing or nothing works.
It's a boom
Yeah,
or
you
bust
just win
kinda
or
unit.
lose pretty much by like the end of your first turn, right? Or you're kind of positioned in such a way that like they can't come back from it, but it just nothing really happened from it.
Oh, let's move into round number 2. Let's see if Merlin can bring it back, or it might just be KHM finishing this best of 3. The 2 extra bans in round 2. Coming soon.
Okay, not to kind of metagame or anything, but knowing that KHM has a somewhat small champion,
Maid Chloe
that's what I was
ban.
gonna say. What if you just
Respect.
take away
You
the
need to
main
target
cleanser,
ban
right?
everything he's got, and if they actually get to a 3rd match and gain that other target ban, KHM's going to start losing a lot of options.
My god, he goes from 10 units to 7 units, Jenna. Goodness gracious.
He's losing his units by a second. If he gets to a best of 5,
Oh my
boy.
god. Well, Payra again still, it's not really ambiguous anymore because it always kind of means that you're playing more aggressive. But especially now after seeing the Maid Chloe ban, it kind of does feel like Merlin is going to try a similar kind of Caesarea debuff team or a more aggressive team. I guess we'll see for the 2nd and 3rd picks that Merlin has, but if KHM doesn't pick somewhat of like a cleave deterrent pick here, ooh.
For now, Alencia.
is okay.
well, I think that's a really good pick into Payra overall, but the thing is, you have to survive to get to that point. We know it's on Crimson Seed, and Merlin knows that, so immediately he has to start thinking, maybe I don't want to rely hard on debuffs, and I just need to rely on big damage.
Yeah.
Because KHM was very prepared for stuff like Summertime Assyria, and the pillars just didn't do enough damage. Payra barely landed anything. DJ Basar is still on the table, and KHM, seeing as he doesn't have a ton of units that he can or wants to pick, is probably going to take it again.
Yeah,
I don't
certainly taking time
see-
switching his gears.
I don't think there's anything wrong with him picking the Politis here, right? Or even if he wants to go with
I'll take
the
your
APOC.
life.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well. I know that traditionally APOC doesn't do that well into Alencia, but I think if you can outpace the Alencia a little bit, I think it might be okay. The Caesarea is still available, the Politis is still available. All
The
these
thing
things
is,
still
I
available.
think something like Apocalypse Ravi is usually good in Cleave, but I think it might be almost a problem here because it sort of slows down his aggressive draft. And KHM has not only Alencia, but also, DJ Basar, which he wanted to pick, and both of those units completely destroy Payra. So his team just doesn't seem nearly aggressive enough to fight against KHM. And KHM's very tanky, has the cleanse, and Merlin normally permanently bans Rem. He does not want to fight this thing.
Yeah, Ram for some more counter and defense break. Oh, Riolet is
Wait a
being
sec.
considered.
He really wants to take the chance.
locked in.
He wants to really put his fate into God's hands
Here
rather
we
than...
go.
Okay.
Solo show might be on, might not be on. Draft is still not over. There's Milim.
Milim. Interesting.
And waiting for the final pick from Merlin.
I've got this.
Spirit Ice.
Okay.
Serlin.
So, Merlin really likes Spirit Eye Selene. He actually has an insanely fast, high damage one from what I recall.
Okay.
So I suppose it's almost like an opener at a certain point. However, how good is it going to be in this match? Alencia gets the double hit. Ross has the dual attack.
We'll be done before you know it.
Oh, it's your favorite
and
unit, Jigglypuff.
KHM's got plenty of damage here.
Yeah, his team is really bulky. He is anti-crit, he is defense buff, he is cleanses, he is a character with evasion, technically.
Lots of defense breaks also. Ooh. Let's see the post bans.
I feel as though Merlin's team is going to have a lot of trouble breaking through this, and the Payra feels like a dead pick. He wanted to go insanely aggressive, but he just wasn't able to.
Million bans
Yeah,
on the left.
and
This Payra
Shoe
is...
ban.
It's dead to rights. Like, there's two characters here that can completely obliterate it.
Will this be it for Merlin? Seems like the drafting. Slightly better edge for KHM. Here we go. Round number 2. Starting with Payra, of course.
Well, I think I saw an Oath Key on Payra. Does that mean it has a 50% chance of hitting this round of Violet?
Wow, that's pretty impressive that it didn't hit the what was it, the Alencia last game?
Yeah. Wait, he decides to save it. Okay, so he's saving it because Payra is not going to be able to be killed right here. The Alencia is the slowest unit on his team. So no matter what, I think that's actually a pretty good idea. That no matter what, Payra is going to be able to use the S2, S3 next turn.
So Merlin changing things up a little bit as we do have DJ Basar for KHM. Oh, son. Uh-oh.
Oh boy, that was the one thing that I thought could go wrong, that if it did would be a catastrophe for him.
Payra couldn't, but Basar can.
Ooh, and a crit 2 onto the Adventure Ross.
Dust Devil.
Oh,
It's a nice
and
amount of damage. It's definitely a nice chunk, but
Okay. That Ross is pretty tanky.
yeah, that defense buff definitely makes him really bulky. He's taking, I mean, if you saw how much the Ravi did there, it was a lot less than that Selene. He may be at half health, but DJ Basar is actually able to get a nice amount of healing slowly just from his S1s, and this Amelia is gone.
Yeah, and the
20k.
Bugging me.
If he's able to get into a situation where he actually can revive somebody, okay, well that was kind of. This isn't. Wait, is this injury? It's an injury,
I think it is.
Alencia.
That's
Oh,
this
that's a
Apocalypse
lot of
Ravi is
injury
almost
damage.
she's gonna just disappear. The next hit is already gonna put maximum injury on her. There's nothing that she can do. Alencia just completely wears her down.
Oh, Merlin's percentage
Oh, it does
going
double
down
again.
every single turn.
But double miss.
Step back. Flies.
Oh
And I
no.
guess he's just going to go for the Hail Mary, but he only has 18,000 max health. Okay, he decides to wait.
If I must fight.
Yeah, the defense buff still on all the members of KHM.
Take this.
Oh, he actually goes
Here's
for a
S2.
Robbie,
Defense
and
break.
Oh, but this
that
time
hit
getting
really
the flag
hard.
is actually fairly nice, right?
Oh my!
Again?
He has the best DJ Bazaar on the server. What is this thing?
Hey guys, does anyone want to check DJP S1 proc chance?
I'm pretty sure it's like
And now
25% chance.
Merlin just says, okay, it is now or never. Just have to go for this.
Oh
The
my
sniper,
God.
it tried to stun there too, and she resisted. This DJ Bazaar has done 3 25% stuns so far.
Well, let's see Alencia.
Yeah, at this point, she can basically just finish it off. I don't think that she's going to heal enough from the Alencia. Yeah, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
just takes it out.
Life ends here.
And Apocalypse Ravi is just not able to do anything here. Merlin is basically just completely taken apart in this match.
Uh-huh. Could not even use her S3 yet. Here's
Yeah, I think that
Payra.
the Payra pick at the beginning, he had to commit fully to going fast, and he just didn't. I think the Apocalypse Ravi was... It slowed his draft down too much. That he
Oh, and
wasn't able
she's.
to do a lot.
Oh yeah, and she's about to die. Oh, boy.
And here comes DJ Bazaar. Finally.
How long do you
Yeah,
think
and if you look at the teams, like KHM barely took any damage. He's just completely safe this whole match. Payra dying from the collateral damage, and Aravi's S3 has no chance in hell of really killing anything.
Looks
Gotta
disastrous for Merlin.
Oh wait,
S3. Ooh.
oh,
Did hit. Okay.
Oh my God! Of
the
all
thing is, like, wow, that was actually pretty crazy that worked.
Yeah,
but
went for the risk.
is he going to actually be able to recover though against this injury Alencia?
Yes, that's the big problem.
The problem is that if he was doing better in this match and KHM was a little like teetering on the edge, he would be able to take it back, but
Oh.
this Alencia, ooh, even though it survives, look at the health bar on this Apocalypse Rock.
Oh, that is just it. KHM will be the winner moving into the finals. Merlin could
All
not
right.
bring it back.
Okay, wow.
Here we go.
KHM pretty convincingly beat Merlin in both those matches. He may not have a lot of units, but he definitely knew how to use them, and he just
He has
drafted
a lot of brain.
really tanky, and his opponent just wasn't able to break through it at all.
Yeah,
I
DJ
think
Bazaar.
that-
Yes, John.
Oh, sorry. I just want to say, I think Merlin does more kind of unconventional cleaves in those matches than what you normally see people do. And I think that may have kind of turned back on him. I think if he went for more conventional cleaves, he would have had a higher chance.
Yeah, but Payra didn't really work out for Merlin this time. KHM, the DJ Bazaar, was certainly one of his favorite picks. There's another 0-2. 0-2, 2 zeros all the way from round of 8 into round of 4. Now we do have the two finalists. It's Yule versus KHM. Wow.
I definitely was very curious about Yule versus Merlin if that had happened, if they both would have just ran at each other full
Speed versus
speed.
speed. Yeah, round of 4, we had some quick games to begin with. Here's the highlight.
Ah man, yeah, this kind of game too is very kind of interesting.
Hey, real quick, I gotta say, you see that Sid, Kana? Almost one-shotting that Asaria?
Yeah, dude.
Why is that EE? Who designed that?
What do you mean, Jenna? I think Smoggy kind of dropped the ball. I think I mentioned this before. Where was the crit chance? Crit chance.
It could have been
stat,
speed EE.
Speed.
I don't think Sid's good enough.
All right. Hear me out, guys. Instead of just being advantageous on S3, how about we just change it so that Sid gives himself speed buff before he presses S3. Huh?
Genius. While
Huh?
we're at it, we may as well just go for greater attack. Why stop there?
Oh, true. Yeah, instead of getting C damage buff, actually you get greater
Guys,
C damage buff.
guys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're just
doing my ideas.
fantasizing here.
Guys,
Oh, sorry, my bad.
We're having a tournament here, by the way. Yep. Okay, we don't have a break. We just go straight into the final right after the highlight, guys. So get ready, because very soon we'll have the finalists from Europe, and there can only be one player. And finally, Valencia with an injury set. I thought it was a lot more common.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of rare in this tournament. I think because a lot of people wanted to go really aggressively with Valencia. You especially saw in Asia, they had up to like 230 speed Valencias. And I think a lot of them just value her taking more turns and getting more defense breaks and getting the early S3 rather than the injury. There weren't a lot of injury Valencias, but when it works, it just destroys Apocalypse Robbie.
I think it's a little tough, to be fair, as well, to have that set. I think for the longest time, injury was also fairly uncommon. But
Here we
as
go.
you can see here, guys, Yule versus KHM in the finals. Yule, once again, I think sticking to his guns of, I guess, just being pretty much what I'd like to call, I guess, like the most flexible player from EU. It seems like he can play the speed. It seems like he can play slow.
It's funny you say that because his opponent's the exact opposite. One of the least flexible players in maybe the whole tournament.
But he won. He's in the finals of Europe.
Yeah, but he consistently is winning against his opponents. Both of them seem just very strong and consistent with their drafts.
KHM, will he be able to draft in a similar style against Yule? That's going to be the main problem in this final.
Or has KHM found some sort of godlike team comp that no matter what you take into it, he just wins every time?
Oh, that made Chloe. Will that be banned? Oh, just like Destina from, I believe, 1P yesterday.
Yeah, the target ban. That's a big respect ban if that happens, if you take out some sort of odd pick like that.
I don't feel like Yule will struggle against KHM, because I feel like a lot of what counters, like this 3-core that you see here, is actually some form of like Rand plus like Cleave. It doesn't really, as you can tell, it doesn't actually, like, a lot of these units are either weak to or don't really enjoy fighting against the Politis or like just being difficult in general. But here we go, guys.
We're ready.
Game 1 of the finals.
Let's
for
go.
EU.
Only one will move into the main stage. Left side, Yule. Right side, KHM. Let's see the pre-ban.
Alright, so KHM's got to pre-ban some sort of cleaver aggro kind of unit, like Emilius or something like that, I assume. And Yule, Yule takes out that Belian. I mean, she's banned non-stop. Nobody wants to play against Belian, it seems like, no matter what, especially if you're going an aggressive playstyle. But is able to pick up the Emilius first pick. KHM just doesn't want to deal with Hua Young. No slow player ever wants to fight against that unit, but Emilius is still a huge threat.
And then KHM responding with a Ross to begin. Along with what? What unit? The best.
I think Mediator would definitely be the safest, just because Angel of Light is still always like present on the left side here.
Let's go for the designer a little bit. Okay.
The one player that does not choose a Ravi in this case.
It guaranteed is able to cleanse that Emilius, assuming she S3s, which is really great. So, and it's able to do a little bit of damage, so I guess it gives him a little bit of sub DPS on his team while also being a little nice cleanse. I think Emil Quirk possibly could have been too slow against some of the Cleave teams, while she's able to be a little more aggressive.
Yeah, I guess like the pick is definitely not bad into just the stray Conqueror Lilius in general. De-incentivizes you from pressing S3, but now it really comes down to what Yule wants to play, right? And we see the closer.
Okay, there we go.
He's
going all in already.
Ooh.
He decides to pick the Politis, so he does not have to deal with that at all.
It's going for pretty fast picks from your side.
Yeah, so the thing is, Designer Lolbet is nice at cleansing, but it's not the best against ML Lilius, especially with Politis on the field. It's not really going to be able to take a turn. And Closer Charles is an insane aggressive character. He's one of those characters. Ooh, wow. So Rimuru actually can work kind of nicely because if Closer Charles does use his S3 while he has Vigor on him, you do just steal, what is it, evasion for your whole team for 3 turns, I think.
That's nice.
And nobody wants to fight that.
Uh-huh. So KHM really changing up his drafting style. And ooh, Charlotte. Fire
That's
Charlotte.
Interesting. Is it an incredibly tanky Fire Charlotte? Maybe it's even on Holy Sack or something like that. Because that seems like a bit of an odd pick to take into such an insanely fast aggro team.
We'll see how Yule responds now.
Yeah, Yule is so aggressive right here, and he has so much damage. Closer Charles is just such an incredibly high damage priority target, where he's able to just make your whole team hit like a truck, and then he can cycle around to get that next turn, and then finish somebody off.
It's been so long.
Ooh, goes for the Ida right after.
Ooh, and the strays.
That's a
too.
big move. Want to break that knight. Those 2 knights on the right side. Of course, by the way, Sharoon, ML Vivian, Summer Break Charlotte, not allowed until the main stage.
come on.
What?
Whoa.
ML Ken?
This is what I just see.
First
It actually
appearance in the
wor-
tournament.
It actually works into everybody pretty much. It can just kick and kill just about everything on his team.
I think
Oh,
Yule
wait.
must
Wow.
have banned the Dilibit, right?
Wait, you're
Or
telling
just-
me he doesn't have that many characters built, but he built ML Ken?
Oh, banned out and Lilius banned. Interesting
I like to
here.
see that. I think that Yule's draft is a huge amount of damage. It's pretty scary. However, who's going to go second? I'd assume Ida, or is it going to be Strays?
Ooh, Charles, and then... Oh, let's see.
It is
Ooh,
Ida,
Charles,
but
Ida.
now the problem is Rimuru getting a turn. He only gets half the amount of CR, but he is
But
a
it's
grass
pretty
move.
fast if you look at it
Yeah,
too, right?
it's a really, really fast one. Proof of Valor Rimuru, no less. It's actually a really, really tanky one. I don't think he can kill it all that easily.
Here's Ida, but really might not have enough even. He's burning up the soul.
He misses the first one on Rimuru, but he's able to strip that defense buff off of the Charlotte, which is great for him. Now here's the thing. If he S3s right here and he doesn't stun the Rimuru, as soon as Strays S3s, isn't he going to steal the invulnerability?
Oh, only 2 stuns. Oh, that was a lot of damage too.
I believe that... Alright, this is going to hit really hard.
Oh,
it might
here
actually
we go.
finish the
Planet Destroyer.
Oh god!
Oh god, Rimuru's alive, but the other 2's gone. Dilibit.
I apologize. I actually forgot the Rimuru already used his S2 on the Ida.
Yes.
Wow,
Only
that
stole.
was-
Only stole that greater attack, I believe. And that was quick.
Yeah, that was
Another quick
pretty
game.
clean. I don't know what the Charlotte pick really was for. It wasn't that tanky. Was that a free-to-play Holy Sack on it? I'm not entirely sure. He just wasn't able to respond at all. It felt like KHM just had nothing to fight against it. He didn't pick any sort of units that could possibly counterattack, let's say like Rem, no RNG elements, no CR or regular Armin, but he just kind of took it head on.
Yule again with the speed. What do you think, Kana?
I think I don't know, because it's so tough, because KHM really just has to play to his strengths as a player. But it's kind of like how, like, you just say it like out loud, right? Like the person that can play everything versus the person that can only play one thing. It's kind of hard to say, because KHM is really such a master of his account and his draft, because he really like has limitations that I think not many people who are also up here have. So it's interesting whenever I see him like kind of draft like theory around like his characters, but we'll see what he picks now. I have to imagine
You'll
I'm
very
seeing
close
Evo
to
Ken
finishing
pre-ban.
this up. Dilibit ban, Lilius ban. course, KHM will be getting the first
Should we
pick.
get started?
Hey, Ross again.
I think in the last game, KHM just really wanted to pick MO Ken.
I believe this is
I
what
think the
goddess
Ross
wills.
first pick, I know that he doesn't have a lot of units, but it just doesn't really seem that flexible. Shouldn't he go for something a little bit more like a
Or like
Rocky or something,
shoe,
maybe?
maybe?
I don't think Shu is the right choice. The thing is, Yule wants to go aggressive, and KHM knows that, and he can't possibly outspeed him or match that aggression. He has to tank it up. And is Ross really the best knight every time to do that?
Okay, made
Oh
Chloe.
boy.
Politis
to
is
get
still
clueless,
up.
Jenna.
If he picks Politis on the right side, that would make the most sense into these first two picks and having made Chloe on your side, because otherwise, as soon as made Chloe S3s, you take a lot of punishment.
Yep, KHM did love to. Oh, Alencia. Instead of Landy.
I'm actually kind of surprised.
Mhm.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be picking Landy at all because Landy has a really hard time into aggro or cleave. So I think the Alencia is a much safer pick and is
Alright.
definitely strong.
And Yule needs to bring some deep damage onto his side. What will it be?
Well, Yule is still deciding exactly how he wants to play it out because he doesn't have to go full aggro if he doesn't want to, but I think it would make the most sense given the circumstances. Politis is still on the field as well.
Yeah. Politis kind of deals fairly well with Maid Chloe as well. Kind of de-incentivizes.
Don't come near
Rimuru
Oh, wow.
has
I've
10
seen the
from Yule.
skills. Oh, but
Different picks.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see something like that. So he's not really going for some sort of cleave, no closer Charles, nothing like that. He's just picking really high damage units right now.
Maybe
And I guess
one,
he's-
two. Uh-huh.
Well, I guess he's sort of playing around the maid Chloe, being able to steal the buffs with Rimuru, punishing her for actually using her skills.
Charlotte again.
Charlotte.
Wow,
Charlotte makes, I think, a little bit more sense in this case, but
But still into Angel of Light is
yeah.
Let's see. Charlotte picked 75 times, so that's a lot of uses
Wow.
on her. 53% win rate from KHM.
well, what's his last pick gonna be?
Oh, DJ Bazaar.
What's the DJ Restart? I guess DN does put some shields and that's able to cleanse, so he has 2 cleansers on his team, but doesn't this mean he would have to ban something like Spectre Teneria if he only has Alencia as his only DPS?
Oh, let's see if
So-
Yule pulls out another source of DPS.
Yeah, Yole needs to pick something that just takes apart his team, I guess, and he
Ooh.
opts for Shu. Okay, so I guess he's gonna get rid of... he's fine with the Charlotte. He's saying bring it on.
Maybe he's getting rid of the Alencia?
I thought maybe the Alencia, maybe even the Ross, but...
Yeah, if you know.
Ooh, the Ross would be a very bold play, just
Will
kind of
be-
try to kill them turn
If he
one.
wants to just go really aggressive.
Let's see. Both sides actually really thinking about this post ban. Okay, there's one. Oh, DJ
Oh,
B
he
ban
actually
and
took-
S10.
Wow, he really didn't want to deal with the DJ Rosara. Interesting. So that means Alencia and Charlotte are still up.
Oh, this will be a very interesting game for sure. If Yule takes it, he does go into the main stage. KHM, will he be able to bring the series back up?
Well, one problem here is the moment that Charlotte attacks, Shu's almost guaranteed
Let's
to counter her.
advance together.
Yeah.
Starting with
So-
Yen, of course.
Kind of a sitting duck. It's just Shu food.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they even want to buff their team with Alencia on the field and everything. And okay, opts to go for it.
Be punished.
Just going to go with no DJ B on the right, of course. And here's Angela Blight,
he-
Angelica.
Let's just go for it. Does he have really high effectiveness on her, or is he just hoping?
Oh,
Ooh,
actually
yeah,
does
it
land a
landed
stun.
on the
Silence.
Chloe.
Wait, wow. Okay, so he might have a really high... Whoa, wait, the stun is actually really nice
wow. On
Okay,
on the
so-
perfect target, Shu.
there. Oh, takes the attack buff up. There's already an insane amount of RNG that's happened in this match, and so many things could have gone differently.
Do I look like a pushover to you?
Valencia's here for KHM, targeting
And
onto
lands a
Shu.
defense break.
Yeah, the injury should be stacking soon.
Yeah, and that injury actually matters a lot on that shoe. It might get to a point where she doesn't really do that much damage, and this Charlotte is totally fine.
Let's see the damage from Rimuru on Charlotte.
Oh. So he actually
Okay.
does, what, 30% less damage because she's a fire unit and he's a grass unit, I believe. So otherwise, she would have died. She would just about be dead. He needs to quickly be able to get this Charlotte S1 into, I would assume she's on lifesteal set to bring her back into the match fully revved up.
Let's
He
see.
may have actually gotten lucky as well on that silence with the maid Chloe. It's possible that he barely has enough effectiveness.
Another silence.
Another
Okay,
silence.
wait.
Uses the soul.
Yeah, keeping her from doing that is a huge deal. The unbuffable just completely kills his whole team. His dual attacks aren't even all that useful on Ross. He can't defense buff. Valencia can't get her mind's eye.
Another stun. Wow.
Wait a second.
Both sides going wild
We
with the
saw his
chances.
Senior start stunning every turn, and now it's made Chloe. He just has a really high chance to stun. I think.
Okay.
Well,
Valencia, do you just go for a shoe again?
Yeah, maybe he's thinking about
Rimuru?
burning out the Rimuru. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Rimuru's got
He
no buff.
resisted that, but it doesn't really matter too much. Now the thing is, if you look at the Charlotte, she's healed up a nice amount. If he's able to prevent this shoe from just completely destroying her, this Charlotte's gonna get to work and do a lot of damage.
but we've seen what happens when we let the rat take the wheel, Jenna.
Chloe!
as I said it!
There's a barrier, but that was a lot
That was
of
a lot of free
damage.
damage.
Wow.
Oh boy. It procs the Ross shield, so she's protected, but he decides to go for the dual attack here. Actually gets
defense
the,
break.
Oh my god! Just instantly takes them out.
Oh, the immune stolen, not stolen, yeah, copied on the left.
I mean, I have to say, this match so far is a complete fiesta with the amount of stuff that's happening.
Yeah, this is insane.
So many things could have gone different in this match from either side.
Stuns and the silence evens break. Now here we go, back on the end. Healing Rimuru back up just a little bit.
Rimuru, his cooldown is up right now.
S3 again.
This is gonna do a lot of damage. Is she just dead?
Wow.
And the defense break. Now, he could decide to be a little greedier and maybe just go on the Valencia to try and get as much as possible.
Let's see. Shu.
If he hits the 50%.
Yeah, even with the elemental disadvantage. No?
Okay. He opts for the S3. This makes it so he can start counterattacking the Charlotte, which is definitely really big. Because
Okay.
Charlotte uncontrollably hits everyone. There's a very high chance that Shu can counter every single time.
And the Charlotte spins.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh, Rimuru!
Okay. Rimuru is just gone. I think he soul burned his S3 as well.
Oh.
One big thing is Charlotte basically just ignores anti-crit. So Dian and Shu's anti-crit, it's just not really going to do anything for her. He just has to hope that the 50% chance of missing an ice unit protects him.
Valencia Dragon Power.
I'll protect you.
Oh, it does not, Jenna.
And now Shu is out there. There's
You know,
a
I actually
counter.
thought he should have gone for the S3 just to heal up a little bit on the Ross, but Shu now has the full bar, but it's not really able to kill anyone but Ross. I think he might have to... Oh, okay. Decides to use it on the Charlotte. Charlotte has her S3 up again, and Valencia, into the defense break. That probably has just sealed it right there. Dian doesn't have anything up. Unless Shu dual attacks into an S2.
Oh, just going to give this one up to KHM. We finally have a series, guys. 1-1
Yeah,
tied.
jeez.
Oh,
this is
man.
not a sweep. They're slowing it down a little bit.
First series, 1-1 tied from Europe.
Okay, wow. That match, so many different things could have happened. It could have gone either way to different players. Just even from the start, right out of the gates, there was so much happening that might not have, and everything could have changed.
Yeah, the silences, the dual attack, and the stuns from Maid Chloe.
Yeah, 2 stuns in a row, disabling that Shu for the majority of the match.
Now that was a big one. KHM though, he did swing one around. Let's
What
see.
he lacks in character pool, he makes up in stuns.
And there will be 2 more pre-ban in the next round.
Yeah, this further hurts KHM, I would say.
Let's see, Yule. He might just change it up to speed again. Here comes round number 3 to decide the winner to go into the main stage. Who will it be? Here comes 2 more pre-bans.
Yule has a very flexible draft, so just as more characters get banned, he still has more of an advantage than KHM.
Oh man, Kana, what do you think? Yule, you think Yule's going to take this one?
I don't want to make.
Oh, Alencia ban.
Oh my god. Okay, so there's no fast AOL here, but is Yule gonna try and cleave?
Get started.
Oh,
he's
not
not.
steal.
No.
That's a big
Bans those
steal.
units and takes the other. He's saying you have nothing left. He's just stealing his characters.
My god.
Oh, your hero
KHM
pool is small.
Oh,
it's
boy.
tiny.
He takes away his first pick. He says, "I'll do it better."
What is?
Oh,
Okay, KHM still has Arya. That's one of his favorite picks.
Oh,
wait.
my god.
Am
Where
I
are we?
Armin?
Jenna?
Armin as his backup knight. It seems like first
Wait.
pick.
Crimson
another
Armin
thing
was
is-
picked quite a lot actually, so not the worst.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 62
Yeah,
times.
Wow,
see,
this is
Armin,
bringing us
Chloe was that she was the premier knight before A-Raz,
Yeah.
if you recall, right? Or well, A-Raz and then
Just like
FCC and
A couple of seasons ago, you would see these two characters in every match.
Yeah, that's
yeah, and oh,
But it's-
I think
true. Yeah, but that's history though. We have a lot of
Yeah.
strong characters now.
I think this is kind of interesting. I feel like Yule has the advantage, especially with characters like Landy and stuff up. It'll easily be able to deal with Maid Chloe. There's a reason why you don't see Maid nearly as much as someone like ML Choleric nowadays, just for the amount of utility that they really give. A lot has changed, and there's so many characters up on the side of Yule. Now, Angel of Light and Alencia being banned at the end is also big because, Landy has
Another
a lot more
big
survivability.
steal.
2 characters that completely destroy her are taken out, and also just takes the shoe.
And shoot.
That's another unit that KHM has, I believe. So
Yes, you are correct on that one.
he's pretty much not only drafting a good team, but he's just trying to steal as many units away from KHM to deplete his character pool.
Oh, he's trying to dry out the pool. KHM not really having the biggest pull right now. I'm pretty sure like 1/4 of his most picked heroes are taken out. There's Charlotte again.
He goes to the Charlotte again. He seems to really like picking that unit. Didn't go so well in the first one, but the second one, it actually did work. Even with that Ross dual attack just instantly taking something out.
The next most picks were Arya, DJ Basar, and T-Side Bellona from KHM.
Rimuru
to the
to deal
Rimuru.
with the Landy and the but it is going to be into the Adventure Roz, so I don't know
And
how
Landy.
it will be. Yeah,
That's a little scary to fight against. Yule's probably going to pick a solid, at least one really solid support here, but Shu and Landy almost can solo carry a match. He could even pick 2 supports if he really felt like it.
Ooh, just thinking possibly about the last pick of KHM.
Yeah,
Charles.
okay, wait.
We're back in game.
He's opted to go really aggressive suddenly. Oh my,
And
Basar.
Earth Basar.
oh my god, what season are we in?
Yeah, wait a second. This is Blast from the Past. Basar used to be the king. He would be the scariest opener in the entire game.
Yes,
And now he's been
all the
completely
time.
absent. Yeah. This unit took over multiple seasons of being just a god of first turn advantage.
Back in the days, and do we just go for the evasion?
I guess that's a win con.
All right, we have Violet.
Okay, KHM
Here we
just
go.
says, well, I hope he dodges.
It is the last game. Let's see. Might just be banned in the post ban. That was pretty quick post ban on the right. And KHM thinking, here we go. Charlotte ban, Basar ban.
You know, I really will say, I think the lack of Apocalypse Robbie is pretty surprising. neither player is really interested in it. I guess KHM doesn't care about the flexibility because he's already guaranteed to play this draft. And
I
Yule
still
knows that.
think I do think it's kind of de-incentivized because of the early made Chloe, right? The Epoch really does not do that well into made Chloe, but maybe with KHM's draft you could force it. That's
All right,
I think
Charles
that's
starting.
gonna be-
Round number 3, the winner moves into the main match.
So, the thing is, if he steals evasion, I guess it doesn't help the Remnant Violet. But this Rimuru is really tanky. He's definitely not going to die.
Oh yes, it
instantly.
was a tanky Rimuru from KHM.
Yeah, so as soon as Ross does anything, he's going to steal that buff and be able to S3 and defense break his whole team. There is 0 immunity on his team. Yeah, he decides to give immunity right here. I think that he doesn't want his whole team defense broken, and he wants to start revving up the Landy.
Yep, increase attack and immune on the right. Rimuru doing some work there.
So this is a 9,700 health.
Wow, let's see the damage.
It's a lot of damage, and it doesn't stealth.
Landy
Wait
already
a
did her
second.
work.
Charles pushed up, and he's going to take the turn before anyone else on KHM's side. He wants to opt for the Landy. He wants to take that out, and
Yep.
it had, yeah, it. Oh wait, what?
Oh, okay, just enough. 10k.
Oh, wait, that was a little close for comfort. Only
Okay.
800 more damage. There's no cleanses on left side, and there's 2-turn defense break. But the problem is he's putting so much damage down, and Charles gets. Oh, he actually hits Remnant Violet.
Oh, the HP bar is very low on the right.
Okay.
And without May Chloe.
This comes down to does he hit?
It's another
If he
race.
hits
Come
Shu,
on.
she's gone.
Another race against time.
Will it happen?
Oh, it
On
doesn't,
Shu.
but it does
No.
hit really hard, but it's not enough.
If I must fight,
And there's the barrier.
From
Wow.
a Ras.
That's kind of a huge deal.
That was not enough there.
I don't think KHM can really come back from that unless the Remnant Violet gets a really, really nice passive proc onto somebody. He really was banking on that, but the Snow Crystal also helping out made it so difficult to actually get a crit.
Ooh, Rimuru survives with a slitter of HP.
So he might just... Oh.
Miss! But the damage was pretty good still.
I think it's enough damage that Closer Charles can finish him off, I assume.
Will it be?
He's thinking about it right now, because that was a lot of defense
Do
pen
I
on
just
the
go
Shu,
for
so-
this? And
Oh.
here we go from Charles.
And...
Oh,
Oh my god.
And that kills
Just-
everyone!
Oh.
You
I
will
think
be the champion from the EU
Wow.
qualifier.
It might not have killed if it didn't hit. I'm not sure. The Remnant Violet was a huge Hail Mary. He was just hoping, well, if he doesn't get hit, maybe I win this. He didn't have many options left.
We do have the last slot filled in the main match. Yule from Europe will be going into that main match. And we'll have best of 5s starting from the main matches. KHM really tried his hard. I mean, with the limited hero pool, I think I could see that he was really trying to pull out everything that he had.
That Landy's damage was kind of incredible. It only
Yeah.
had 9,000 health, and you can see why. Because just with attack buff,
All in.
keep in mind, she ramps up. Like, that was with 0 damage boosts of her passive, and she just did so much. She demolished KHM's health bar.
Yeah, that Landy pick was insane. Here's a highlight from the finals that we just had between the two players.
Yeah,
game
they had
one.
a good set.
Game 1, and especially game 1 was pretty quick. Yeah, it was just done here. But game 2
Yeah.
was the real show.
Yeah, it was really back and forth. And so much could have happened. As I said
yes,
before, it
right
really
here.
could have gone either way.
It's the silence and the stun.
Yeah, you always were just wondering,
Another
like, okay,
stun.
like the stuns were kind of crazy, and then the silences from Angel of Light, they just kept disabling the back unit on either
Duel.
team. And Shu getting the S2, like, so much was happening. And this dual attack was insane. The 14,000 just
God,
completely
yeah.
taken
It wasn't even. It's like Charlotte too, right? Like Charlotte's S1 on non.
Not even guaranteed
like,
to crit.
yeah, it's like so.
But
Charlotte in right situations certainly can pull out that much DPS.
yeah, the thing is, Charlotte was such an amazing unit used non-stop in RTA before characters like Rimuru and the insane aggression happened. Lifesteal Charlotte is still really scary in the right positions.
Yeah. For sure.
Still good run from KHM and every single player that came out from Europe qualifiers here.
Yeah, both players played well. Yule took it. I think that the extra flexibility really helped him out there.
Yeah, Yule really switched up from like speed. He could also respond against all the other players during the draft. Just could see a reason why he is going up to the main stage.
Yeah, I think either one of the players could have made it. I guess Yule will be representing Europe though.
Europe,
And he's definitely a strong player. A lot of people were kind of looking at him thinking that he would make it out as well.
Yeah.
Do
His
have
count is very good, and you know he's obviously very in tune with like what he wants or the direction he wants to take with his path with RTA and things. So, I mean, you know, kudos to him.
Yeah,
Yep.
and do some fast matches too.
Yeah, we have
Europe was
really
not messing
fast
around.
European matches
Yeah.
today.
Definitely so much aggression. Even the Asia matches where there was a lot of cleave and aggro, it felt like they were not ending as fast as these ones.
Yep. And I believe we have all the slots filled in. We have the 8 players in the main match. 2 players from Korea, Damdam and Hui. 2 players from Asia, DYR and Tosakarin. 2 players from Global, Jinte and Yunduan. The Phantom from Japan, Yule from Europe. We have the 8 players in the main matches. Wow, we went through the qualifiers, guys. What did you guys think about European qualifiers? Was there anything out of your prediction here, Jenna?
Well, I guess I kind of expected most of it. I didn't see as many odd picks as I was hoping for. I think mostly because a lot of the players that were playing were just playing insanely fast and aggressive, and that doesn't really leave a lot of room for wacky picks or different interesting things. You usually have to kind of fit a certain formula. But I kind of wanted to see some of the stuff, like if Sam played more games, he takes out some really strange stuff. And some of the players who lost at the beginning may also have had some really weird techs that we wouldn't have expected. But there was a lot of cleave, and these matches ended really fast.
Yeah, Kana?
Yeah, I think this game, I don't know, Europe, you know, I really would have thought that like Global or Asia, maybe even Korea would have been our fastest matches, but JP and Europe really ended so fast. The thing is too is that like though there were some like speed matches, not every game was a race, right? And it just kind of just showed you that they played so aggressive. KHM, I don't even know what to say about KHM. This man pretty much knew exactly the exact limitations of his account, played to it perfectly, and still was so close, really, just like a hair from making it into the main stage. But Yule, similar sort of player who I think, you know, has some unusual builds and stuff like that with his team, but I think just ultimately, I thought there was gonna be one of those like wacky builds, like really fast, really slow, something with some of the, I guess, favored players from the draft or favored players from the bracket, and we saw what happened, right? We saw wacky build, or I guess like speed tuning, different expectations, different drafts, and I was excited. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
KHM wasn't really kidding about the fact that he picks A Ross, then made Chloe. We didn't see the Landy, but he has a very reliable play style. He plays the same thing pretty much in every match, it seems
at the end, it was stolen away from Yule. So pretty fun drafting from Europe. And just when we have some time, just wanted to say big respect to all the players who participated in the qualifiers. We had a lot of great players, great matches throughout all servers. You guys are all great. Sometimes RNG gives, RNG takes. Sometimes things just happen.
Yeah.
We had a lot of exciting matches, and through the 2 weeks, I think we are sort of developing like few new units, like Shu really coming in hot. Maybe with the balance patch later on, we might just have some different units. Maybe shift in meta a little bit away from those the 7.
Yeah. If we see Summer Break Charlotte or
Vivian,
Sharoon,
we'll be
or
a big
Vivian,
surprise.
I would definitely be excited. I really hope to see some of them because I think there could be some really interesting stuff. Maybe there's some things that people have tried out that's working really well for them. A lot of people might not know that they can just bring out at the tournament.
Yeah, next week there's the group draw, and then a balance pass. So there's some time for a lot of you guys and also these players for them to actually maybe try different gear, different RTA for Sharoon, Vivian, and also Summer Break Charlotte. I don't think anyone has really found the right answer so far, but within those 2 weeks, who knows what's going to happen?
Testing. Yeah. Testing. Time to test.
Yeah, with the balance patch, I think it might affect. It's not the biggest balance patch, I think, so far, but who knows? There might be something crazy when we actually get into the main stage.
Yeah, I hope that it just changes something. It could be really interesting to see. And coming up next, what's the next event day? It's what, a week from now?
It's next Sunday. So actually, just 7 days from now on. We will have the group draw and the show match between the 8 players that we have in the main matches. It'll be the show match. So it's like a sneak peek before we actually get into the main match. So yeah, make sure to tune into that because these 8 players, I'm pretty sure maybe they don't want to give out everything, but it's like a week before the balance patch. So it's like the last match they can actually show before like all the changes that could happen.
Yeah. There's only one thing that I'm sure of in the main matches, and it's that we're not going to see Evelyn. Nothing else. Everything else is up for grabs.
Jenna didn't say anything, okay? That's it for the qualifiers. Thank you so much for watching. But this is only a start, guys, because we do have the main matches starting very soon. And next week, we have the tournament draw and the special show match between the 8 players. So make sure to continue to tune in to E7 World Arena Championship. But for today, this will be it. Thank you for watching again and see you guys soon.
Bye, everyone.
I'm feeling I'll be your energy. 오늘도 가게 문을 열고서 또다시 날 만날 준비를 해. 언제나 반복되는 everyday 특별한 하루는 선물할게. You're just my beautiful light. 너를 힘들게 하는 모든 걸 잊어버려. Stay with me in my kingdom. 무기력한 날들 견디기 힘들 때면 언제든 찾아와. I'll be your energy. Just say 생크림 케이크를 한 조각. Just say 진한 밀크티를 한 모금. Just say 퍼지는 달콤한 향기에 고민은 마법같이 fade out. 지친 너를 위한 나의 kingdom. 하루 종일 엉망진창 everything's messed up. 그림 없는 잔소리에 싸고 먼지 partner. 지치고 힘들어 관두고 싶을 땐 언제나 여기 있으리리 생각해. You're just my beautiful light. 너를 만나고 싶어. 오늘도 내일도 난 Stay with me in my kingdom. 네 안에 모든 거 강해질 수 있어. 언제든 너에게 I'll be your energy.